Liverpool, epic in big times. I'm going to make this simple, not to insult anybody's knowledge. Anyone who knows this game knows which player are good, which player are not good. However, hear me out. First of all, not everybody is a meta player, okay? Like the mode is called Dream Team. It's not called my eFootball meta team. Like, I get it, dude. There's no secret what is bad about these players individually, okay? But you have to remember, some of us like to use players we like because the mode is called Dream Team in a way. And if we start with, let's say, Xavi Alonso, what? He lacks acceleration and speed. No shit. I mean, have you ever seen fast Xavi Alonso or with acceleration in a way? Like, when it comes to the game's meta, it's like every player apart from the goalkeeper should have 80 acceleration, 80 speed, 80 balance, 80 ball control, 80 dribble, 80 tap position, 80 finishing, 80 offense awareness, 80, do you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to the meta, you will, if you go by the meta, you will end up only using 25 to 30 players in a database of 10,000 players, right? So it's pretty obvious what is not good about Xavi Alonso. And those of you guys who, it's pretty much basic knowledge. But I think what some people don't understand is combining player skill with ability can make a difference. Xavi Alonso, for example, yes, he's not bad, but he's not good on the way eFootball works. I guarantee you, if you're playing quick counter, you can use barriers, which is cost like what, 40,000 GP? Probably would do a better job. But you're talking about when it comes to barriers, you just kind of intercept, clear the ball, intercept, clear the ball. There's no taking the touch. And most of the time the game is effective. It's basically no-touch football. Your defenders, your midfielders, their job is simply just clearing the ball. It's the same thing goes, if I use a crazy formation, right? What was the one that I tweeted? If I use a crazy formation like 3-6-1, there's always a bunch of guys saying, oh, this is so not football. Oh, wait a minute. You use three narrow strikers with no fullback, which is the biggest anti-football. And I'm using very unusual, maybe not effective formation. It's not football. Like, seriously, in real life, front three gets narrow to create fullback overlap, right? It's pretty basic stuff. But even on football, you force that three narrow strikers and fullbacks don't overlap. So, seriously, if you're one of those people who see me trying unusual formation for fun, just stop mentioning real life football. Please, thank you. Now, Xavi Alonso, the only thing is interesting for me, for my legend team, personal preference, I don't have an anchorman. So that was one of the reasons I went for him. And luckily, I got Xavi Alonso and Gerrard within what? I think 25 packs. He has the only defensive skill he's got, interception, slide tackle, fighting spirit can be the same thing. And I'll show you guys how I trained him as well. Now, I want to make player reviews simple until I tried them more. Because when it comes to PES, if you understand the game and if you understand the skill combined with the ability, if you understand individual abilities, you look at the player and you would know it's going to be good or bad. But because eFootball is very weird, it's like the variables are so messed up. A lot of times stamina doesn't mean anything. A lot of times Salah can pass like Pirlo on his weak foot and so on. But that's a different story. So for me, really, unless you're a fan, save your coins. There's no secret. In my opinion, the next epics will be probably Adriano, Ronaldinho, Maldini, and Bayern Munich centre back. Can't remember his name. So yeah, pretty much. I think the way I've trained him, you cannot make him fast. It's very difficult to make him agile, low balance. And it's unnecessary to give him like 99 passing. He's got a lot of passing skills. I think for me, I'll show you guys how I trained him. Next, Fernando Torres. This Torres' card has the highest balance than any other Torres cards. At level 1 is 80. Sorry. Now, in terms of skill, outside curler, first time shot, acrobatic finishing, right? He has all that. One-touch passing can help. I do not like track back personally. I hate track back on a striker. Could be good for certain players, but not for him. The problem with Torres, he's not a great dribbler, and this card is not even that fast. In my opinion, Torres at his prime, now all these three cards are prime really. I'm pretty sure Torres was rapid. at his prime at Liverpool. And the problem with him is you can make his balance high. It's very difficult to make his tight position very high. So, and I've tried this experiment with Zaniolo. You cannot make a clunky big guy agile. It's almost impossible. But you can easily make his offensive awareness 90, finish in 90, speed acceleration probably going to be 83, 84, both of them. You do not want your acceleration to be way lower than speed, especially for outfield players. So really, personally, I went 25 packs for him because I personally like Fernando Torres. Otherwise, generally speaking, for those of you guys who don't buy coins that often, save your coins. It's no secret. Like if I tweet about Fernando Torres, if I'm excited about it, it's usually personal preference. It's not a general thing. If it's general, I say it in general. So that's my opinion about Fernando Torres, really. And soul control, scotch move, cut behind and turn. Next, Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard is a difficult one. This one is based on when they won Champions League. And I've spoke to somebody as well. I think he played like more a little bit like a whole player. Earlier in his career, he played like a solid DMF, really. He was like a hard tackling guy. And then he played box to box. Then he plays on the wing. But we cannot train a player based on real life on eFootball. It just doesn't work that way. My problem with Steven Gerrard is if I use him as an offensive midfielder or an AMF, he doesn't have through passing. As a midfielder, he doesn't have one-touch passing. Through passing is big time important for AMF. If I make him offensive, tight position is low, balance is low, finishing is low. If I make him defensive, he has no defensive skills. No blocker, no interception, none of those. So probably the way I want to train him, I'm going to train him very differently from the epic card I had. Probably I will go with 80 speed, 80 acceleration. Definitely want to get his balance to 75 plus. I want to get his aggression to like 85 plus minimum. Ball control, type position, all that 80. You have the freedom to train players how you like. So I want to create my own version of Steven Gerrard. I don't want to train him based on what's effective in the game. I mean, of course, I want to win. But I don't train every single player for the meta of the game, if you know what I mean. Beyond that, if you train, you cannot make Steven Gerrard meta. He will not be meta, really. And if you use him, if you're a meta player dominated on top 50 with every phase, you will see the problems with him because a lot of you guys on top 50 use midfielders only for the sole purpose of through passing or for defending. And because he has almost most of the passing skills, I don't think it's necessary to give him 90 passing. I mean, it would be good, but I don't think it's necessary. But anyway, for those of you guys on YouTube, I'll update you guys once I use Steven Gerrard and Xavi Alonso.